Alright, now we're doing 8Q, remove first and last character. This is by Steady X, and 91% of the people like it. So this one's pretty straightforward. Our goal is to create a function that removes the first and last characters of a string. We're given one parameter, the original string, and we don't have to worry with strings with less than 2 characters. Alright, so we can start off by doing a for loop on this. Pretty straightforward, like it says right here. We could say let result equal an empty string, so we'll push the characters in there, and we'll say for let I equals 0. But you know what? If I equals 0, we'll start here. So why don't we just do this instead? Why don't we say if I equals 1? That way we'll start here, right? So while I is less than str.length, but using this logic, why stop here? Why stop at the end when we could stop here by just saying -1? And we'll say I++. So we don't have to do any if statements or any crazy stuff like that. We can just say result plus equals str at I and say return result. Let's see if this even works. Test it out. There we go. And attempt it just to make sure there's no tricks. No tricks. It looks like it's pretty good. But you know what? As concise as this is, we can make it a lot more concise by using methods. That's what they're there for. So let's use them. So let's comment this out. Come to the top. Let's say something like const remove char equals s instead of str. And then we'll have an arrow right here doing the arrow function. And since these are all going to be using, since this is going to be just using one method, we don't even need to do the console.log because we can just test it out the normal way. All right, so let's say, first let's say s.slice. Now if you don't know about the slice method or you need a refresher, we got it right here. So the string.slice method, string.prototype.slice method extracts a section of a string and returns it as a new string without modifying the original string. All right. So basically, we're going to say slice index start index end, and just like equals, and just like I is less than string.length, it doesn't put the actual end in it. It puts the one before the actual end that we say. Anyway, I'll show you what I'm talking about. So we can say something like this: s.slice. We'll start at index 1 because we don't want 0 in there, and we'll say end it at s.length -1. All right, that way we'll take everything up to here, just like with this one. So let's test that out. And look at that, it works too. Let's attempt it, make sure there's no tricks. And it works, but you know what? Believe it or not, there's even more concise ways to do this. We could do this right here. And instead of this, we could use the replace method. We could say s.replace. s.replace. All right? But this one's going to use a little bit of what is that stuff called? Regex. All right? The replace method returns a new string with one sum or all matches of a pattern replaced by a replacement. The pattern can be a string or regex, that's what we're going to use, and the replacement can be a string or a function called for each match. We're just going to use the string, the empty string, because we're just going to get rid of the first and last character. So that being said, the syntax is basically this: the string dot replace, then we'll have the pattern, which is going to be the regex and the replacement. So we'll say right here, we're going to have the regex right here and the replacement right there. So for the regex, we're going to need to use a couple of things. First, we're going to use, let's see if it's a character class. No, maybe it's an assertion first. Yes, these assertions. We're going to use this caret symbol and also this $sign. But when we use the caret symbol, it matches the beginning of input. For example, like this right here, it's saying match at the beginning a capital A. So it's not going to match the A in an, because even though it's an A and it's at the beginning, it's not capital, but it will do the A in this one because it is capital, okay? So that being said, we're going to say this. We're going to do the caret symbol. A lot of stuff for one symbol, right? Then we're going to go to character classes, and we're going to come down here, and we're going to use this \w, which matches any alphanumeric character from the basic Latin alphabet, including the underscore. And since these are all starting and ending with Latin characters, we'll just say \w. All right. And so let's come over here back to the character classes. Now we're going to use this character class right here, this disjunction, which is basically this pipe right here, which matches either X or Y. So we're going to count this that we have right here as the X, and then we're going to do a Y over here. And for the Y, we're going to use another character. We're going to say match another one of these Latin characters, but we're going to use the assertion. This one, the $ assertion, which matches the end of input. So it does basically the same thing, but it does at the end, and you have to put it after instead of before. So we do this right here. All right. So basically, it's saying match anything at the beginning and anything at the end, and replace it with nothing. So let's test it out. See if this works. No, it doesn't. Loquent. What's the problem here? Oh, yeah. Don't forget this. Let's go over to the regular expressions thing. Let's go back over to replace it, I should say. The thing is, if the pattern is a string, it only matches the first occurrence. Only the first occurrence will be replaced. But also, if it's regex, it's the same thing. So we got to use this special thing, this special global search flag. Let me show you right here. That will search for more than one instance of it. So we'll just put a G right there. All right. Now let's test it. All right, and it's good. And attempt it. And there we go. Oh, this was more concise than this. We should have did that one first. Well, whatever. Maybe next time. I'm not redoing this video for it. I'll tell you that much. All right, so let's do this. Imagine that we did this one first, and now it's Christmas tree style. Okay, well, as concise as that one is, as this one is, there's something else we can do with the replace to make it even more concise. We can come over here. We get this replace. We'll just take it right here, put it right here. And instead of these Latin characters, we can come over to this character classes thing right here, and we can use this period right here, which matches any single character except line terminators. So even if there were numbers or periods or exclamation points in the string, if we use this right here, test it out, it'll work too, just like that. All right. And there's even one more slick little move we can use if we want, using this slice method. So let's bring the slice back up here. I'll just copy this, bring this down, and do that. So if we just read a little further into this slice thing, if we look right, it's on the array.slice. Anyway, let's go to array. I'll show you. This slice is not as in depth as the array.slice, but they work exactly the same. So if we see right here in this example, when it does a number, a starting index, and then it does -1, it'll cut the end off like that. So we can say, like, start at 2, which is Campbell 0, 1, 2, and then cut off the end one, and we can just do that. Sorry for the lack of slickness to this video. I thought it was going to be great, but whatever. Anyway, so if we do this, look how concise that is. Let's test it out, and just like that, and attempt it. Well, it's my rookie year. Sorry for the bungle. Maybe in like 6 years or 7 or 8, 9 years, it'll be smooth as butter. But here we go. Now we're here. You see first thing off the bat right there. And then the same thing right here. And then this one, same thing. No, they're using the substring method, which I don't know, I've never used that before, but basically you can check out the rest if you want. Let's go to mine. Just me on this one. Best practice in my opinion. Very much like it, and we'll see you next time.